It's time to get inside the Giants Huddle.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
On Giants.com.
I like it, I like it.
And the Giants mobile app.
Boom, give me some juice.
Part of the Giants Podcast Network.
Let's roll.
Welcome to another edition of the Giants Huddle Podcast, brought to you by Citzens, the official bank of the New York Football Giants. My name is John Schmeelk from a lovely hotel room in Mobile, Alabama at the Senior Bowl. It's been a busy couple of days recording this on Wednesday. We've had 2 days of practice, and then late Wednesday afternoon was media day here at the Senior Bowl, where you have a chance to talk to all the players. You get two 45-minute windows, one with each team. You get as many guys as you can. You got to hunt, you got to peck, you got to find them. And we found as many of them as we could down here in Mobile for your listening pleasure. Don't forget, if you like these types of interviews, go back a couple episodes back, my interview with all the players at the Shrine Game. So make sure you go check that out. And, of course, if you like draft coverage, go make sure you subscribe to Draft Season. Tony, Pauline, and I break down everything that we've seen down there in Frisco at the Shrine Bowl. And then, of course, here in Mobile at the first day of practice, and we'll recap everything on next week's episode of Draft Season. Go subscribe to that. But on this episode of the Giants Huddle Podcast, we had a chance to talk to a bunch of players at the Senior Bowl. It was a lot of fun. It's rapid fire. I know it's a little noisy. We're in basically one of those big conference rooms or at the convention center. So a lot of people doing interviews, well over 100 media members. It was very, very crowded, a little bit loud, but I think we got some good interviews. They're mostly pretty tight, anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes. A bunch of players, a lot of the wide receivers and quarterbacks, that's who everyone wanted to talk to. So it was tough to kind of, without waiting 15, 20 minutes for them to get those players. And I figured I'd rather get a bunch of other players and to give you more players and kind of get to know them. So I focused on the offensive line. I got some defensive linemen, and then I mixed it up with some other players as well. So here we go. Our interviews from the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, right here on the Giants Huddle Podcast, brought to you by Citzens, the official bank of the Giants. Here we go. We're joined now by offensive tackle Tyler Guyton. Tyler, you've had 2 days of practice, a lot of one-on-one reps. How do you think it's gone so far?
I think it's gone good. I've learned more about myself and all the guys that I'm going against.
Now, watching you, it seems like you always like to give that little extra bump after a play, a little extra shove to kind of show them that you're there and that you're physical. That's a good thing, by the way. I'm not criticizing. Is that something that you wanted to do coming here to kind of show that you have a little edge to your game?
Yeah, that's definitely something I wanted to show. It's been a goal for me to show that I have a mean streak to me.
Why? Why was that important to you?
Teams want to see it, and I want to show it, and I know that I have it. So,
what other things on your checklist did you want to show teams on the field this week in one-on-ones and then in the game on Saturday?
I want to show that I'm ready, and I love football, and this is all that I do. This is my life. No matter if that's having good hands or finishing dudes off and giving them that extra shove, all those things matter to coaches, and I just want to show them that I got it.
Do you want to show some versatility this week, too, be able to play both left and right side?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to get more reps at left tackle more throughout the week. Also wanted to show my athleticism that I can pull. There's a play that we got where I want to show how good I can get out. We haven't called it yet.
Little pin pull action or what?
No pin pull action. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get loose on a little corner or a safety here and there, and I'm gonna show you how fast I can move.
If a scout asks you what you think the best part of your game is technique-wise as an offensive lineman, what would you say to him?
My patience. I feel like patience is huge. I'm really patient with my hands. I feel like that's everything in a pass pro, actually.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is get up over yourself, right? Then you start leaning, and then it's kind of game, set, match, right?
Exactly. Pulling your hands back. Also, the defensive linemen are on the same type of timing that you are. They're waiting on you to make a mistake. They're waiting on you to throw your hands. So when you're waiting on them, it kind of takes away any reps they can do, anything they can do.
Gives an extra at least half second to the quarterback, right? If you're making them, absolutely. Finally, when you leave here and you start doing combine training and stuff like that, what are you going to be focusing on leading into the combine, and then also trying to maybe refine and fine-tune your game and your technique as an offensive tackle?
Just keep developing any way that I can. Any type of the game I can develop, and I'm trying to do hands, feet, head placement. Everything matters and everything comes into play, so I'm trying to work on every single thing I can.
It's been fun watching this week, Tyler. Best of luck the rest of the week and the rest of the offseason.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And now we're joined by Tadesse Fuaga, offensive tackle. You've been mostly right tackle in your reps this week. Do you think we're going to see on the left at all? Is that something you want to show a little positional versatility, or are you going to be mostly on the right side for the rest of this week?
Probably just the right side. I mean, left side definitely haven't worked that too much on the offseason, but it's something I definitely got to work on coming up pretty soon here, and just to show that versatility and stuff. So
How do you think you've done the first 2 weeks, first 2 days of practice?
I think I did solid. Definitely lost some reps, but it's always about how you bounce back. And you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, because all these players are NFL caliber kind of guys. So that's what I like to say.
Is there anything specific that you wanted to show or prove to talent evaluators here as they watch it this week?
Yeah, I just want to be able to show, like, I can definitely pass block. I'm not just like people like to say, oh, man, you're a great run blocker, but be able to show, like, I can pass block too. So I think I've shown, like, a good ability of that this past 2 days. So, yeah.
I mean, and you've lined up a bunch against Latu, who was up at the podium next to you. He's one of the best pass rushers in college football. Do you think these kind of opportunities give you a chance to show that your feet and your pass blocking ability so you can stay out of tackle?
Yeah, I mean, Latu, he's a great pass rusher, man. There's no doubt about that. Just being able to, like, get out my set and just, like, I'm going to get some, like, during the season. So I kind of, like, have a feel for that guy. So,
sure.
Yeah.
From a technique perspective, what are some of the things that you want to show scouts that, yes, I'm good at this, that maybe you've read or heard that maybe some people might have questions about?
I think some people think I'm slow. I can move fast, but as long as I'm not thinking and stuff and I just hit my abilities and just go, and if I'm going to make a mistake, I just got to hit it full speed. So, is
your power still your bread and butter, though?
I think so. Just being aggressive, but try not to be too aggressive. Yes, sir.
Giants offensive coordinator is the offensive coordinator for your team.
Yeah.
Shea Tierney, who's our quarterback's coach. What has it been like learning and working with him over the course of this week?
I mean, he's a smart coordinator. Like he knows what he's doing with the O-line also, and it's a hard thing to find. Some coordinators only know like a certain position, but him he knows it all. He likes to coach it up, and he's a great coach at like coaching up the O-line. Whether it's wide receivers and running backs. He knows all the calls, so it's nothing but great to see about offense coordinator.
What do you want to get across to scouts about you as a guy when you talk to them on the side this week?
That I'm nothing but a family guy. I'm just like I'm nothing, nothing like out of the ordinary kind of guy. I'm just like a family guy, and I like football. I play football just for brotherhood, and I like this brotherhood we always have, and creating friends over here is nothing but great for me.
Final question. Now, when you leave here, it'll be combine training time, right? What's going to be your focus, either in terms of performing at the combine or technique stuff that you want to fine tune before you head into the pros?
Yeah, it's technique stuff. Definitely got to be always a technique stuff growing up. We're training in California right now, so just trying to get that 40 down and the bench, and just being able to show that I still got athleticism to me. So, yes, sir.
Hey, good luck the rest of the week. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
We're here with right tackle Roger Rosengarten. Roger, let's start with there. I think you've had almost all of your snaps at right tackle this week. Have you had any left yet?
Yeah, I had like 4. I had like probably 7 total today. I'd say I left. I went over, took a right tackle rep, took a good set, and then I went straight over to left and took a really good set there and dominated that rep too. So I mean, I feel good at both tackles. I feel like that's a part of my value that I bring to the table. A lot of NFL teams is that I'm a swing tackle. I can play both, and if any team needs me there, I'll do it.
Was that one of your major goals, to come here this week and get those reps at left tackle to show it on the field?
I mean, yeah, it didn't matter if it was left or right. I'm here to compete, play hard, play fast, and dominate. And there's a lot of high-level offensive linemen getting a lot of media attention, and they're high on draft boards or whatnot. But I'm here to prove that I'm one of those guys as well. So.
When you sit down with teams and you talk to scouts, GM, stuff like that this week, what are you trying to get across about you as a player and you as a person?
Yeah, I mean, right what I told you. I come in, I work hard, I play hard, play fast, and I give it my all. I have a true passion for this game of football, and I wouldn't change anything in it for the world. And as a person, I mean, there's not much else being said. I mean, I feel like I'm a good person outside of football, but I can't really speak on that for myself. But yeah.
Coming into this week, you talk about trying to dominate those one-on-ones, right? It's such a big part of all of this. Did you sneak some look at some of the tape at some of the guys you'd be going up against, so you'd be able to prepare for some of their moves?
Absolutely. Once the roster came out, it's who I am as a football player too. It's part of my preparation. I didn't do a whole two-page in-depth breakdown that I usually do, but I for sure watched a lot of different film on a lot of different teams, just to get a little bit of base information of guys I'm coming in with. So yeah.
Obviously, Washington, you guys have so many guys come out in the draft. What can you say about your other teammates on offense? Fanu, your left tackle, he's a great player, quarterback, all the wide receivers. What can you just say about your group and what made your guys special this year?
Yeah, I mean, we have obviously a lot of great players that are coming out for this year's draft, and I'm here to prove that I'm one of those high-level guys as well. I mean, I took the responsibility of protecting the blindside quarterback blindside of our Heisman level quarterback. So I took that as a chip on my shoulder, and I lit a fire under my butt to make sure that I belong here. So yeah.
Finally, when you depart here, it's combine training time, right? How much are you going to focus on the combine stuff so you test and the numbers are where you want them to be? And how much are you still going to lock in? And what part of the technique stuff are you going to try to lock in on over the next few months?
Yeah, I think my team does a really good job of balancing combine and football stuff. I mean, right now I'm all football mode, but once this game's done, I'm going to kind of have that good balance out of combine testing and football mode to make sure I'm still locked in with everything, whether it's on the board or on the field. We work it all. So I'm just looking to put my best foot forward. I feel like I'm going to test well. Just got to keep the good week going here. So, yeah.
Roger, best luck the rest of the week. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
We're joined now by Toledo cornerback Quinion Mitchell. Quinion, we've had 2 days of practice. How do you think it's gone so far?
It's been going smooth so far. Just trying to come out and compete and stuff like that and just try to perform at a high level. So I feel like it's been going smooth for real.
What were the goals that you kind of set off for yourself when you got here that you wanted to show the scouts and all the front office people here that are watching you on the field?
Just want to come in and dominate, you know what I'm saying, coming from that group of 5, you know what I'm saying, questions about competition and stuff like that. So just want to, you know what I'm saying, match up with the best and, you know what I'm saying, dominate. So, yeah. What
is it about you that had you stay at Toledo? And, you know, the transfer portal is such a big deal now. So many people try to go to bigger schools. Why'd you stay?
Relationships. You know what I'm saying, I love everybody in that building. Everybody love me, I feel like, you know what I'm saying. So just giving that love and receiving love. So, yeah, that's why I say it. When I watched your tape heading into this, first of all, I thought it was excellent. But you played a lot of off coverage, right? You weren't impressed a ton. Did you want to show the scouts? Because, you know, here you got to play press, right? Oh, yeah. I've been impressed, you know what I'm saying, almost every rep except in zone here. So I can press. In our defensive scheme, I play a lot of off, you know what I'm saying, to make plays on the ball. But I can do anything you need me to do. So, yeah. What has it been like trying to learn an NFL defense in 48 hours? They've been keeping it pretty simple for us, you know what I'm saying, keeping the, you know what I'm saying, the basic things and just letting us make plays out there. So it's been pretty simple so far. When you leave here and you start training for the combine and stuff like that, what major goals have you set off for yourself? To break records. Had to come on. What kind of records? Well, 40, you know what I'm saying, bench, vert, all that. Just want to go in there, you know what I'm saying, perform and show out. So, yeah. And then finally, the other thing you're going to do here this week is talk to scouts and, you know, GMs and stuff like that in meetings. What are you going to try to get across about you, the football player, and you, the person? I'll just be myself, you know what I'm saying, and let them evaluate me from there. Just being myself is the main thing, so yeah. Quinion, good luck the rest of the week. Thank you. Thank you.
You love turf. You're good at it. So you start a turf biz. Business grows, your savings grow. Become the most celebrated name in turf. Are you ready for all that life brings?
Do you want a chance to win $10,000 for your small business? Enter to win a Citizens Small Business Community Champion Award by sharing how your company makes a positive impact on your community. Enter at citizensbank.com/business-champion. Citizens, the official bank of the New York Giants.
We're joined by University of Houston's Patrick Paul, offensive tackle. Patrick, how do you think the first 2 days of practice have gone in these all-important one-on-ones against some of the best pass rushers in college football?
I feel like they've both been good. They showcase different things. The first day I felt like I was a little bit rusty, but today I felt like I came out there with a different energy, and I kind of let loose. I wasn't so tensed, and I thought today was better. But we're just improving each day.
All players come here wanting to show something different to scouts on the field, right? What were some of the things that you wanted to maybe prove to people that you've heard some doubters, some whispers maybe over the course of the year? What did you really want to highlight as part of your game during this week?
I just want to show, you know, scouts and teams that I love football. I just want to come out here and I want to compete against the best. You know, I love the game and I love the ins and outs about it. So I wanted to show them that I'll come out here, compete against the best, and, you know, make a name for myself.
You're a taller player, 36-inch wingspan, 6'7". How much is trying to manage your leverage, right, the way you play, to make sure you can deal with the bull rush but still utilize your length and kind of trying to find that balance?
I think you have to find a happy medium in it. You know when to use, know when to use your length, or know when to be close and have an anchor. I think a good example for that for me was to watch a player like Lane Johnson, a very long player, but he's not much of a big puncher. He just has such good core strength and strength in general that he just catches people all the time. You have to really watch. It's one of the most impressive things ever. He catches, he doesn't punch. He'll use his arms, double under, and just sit down on the bull. So, I try to emulate my game like that, but, offensive line takes, a lot of time to perfect your craft. It's like art. So, we're constantly working every day, and, I'm going to find a way.
Patrick, best of luck the rest of the week. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Now we're joined by wide receiver Malachi Corley, and there's no video here, so I wish the folks could see it. You play like a running back? You look like a running back, dude. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. It's all credit to my time in the weight room and even, having my strength coach back at school, Jason Veldkamp, and working with my trainer right now, Chris Vaughn, just getting stronger in the weight room and really putting on the weight and really showing that even more so than the weight, I'm just a really strong person in and of itself.
What are the things that you want to check off your checklist that you want to show to NFL evaluators on the field this week here in Mobile?
100% just breaking the mold of that he's just a yak guy. And like you said, he's not just a running back, So coming here and being able to go against the best corners in the country and being able to put every single route on film and having the opportunity to showcase that I'm not just a running back. I'm very twitchy and I can move without the ball in my hand as well, just as well I can do it with the ball in my hands. So, just being able to put that whole mold together.
What is it about your route running that you think people are sleeping on?
I really just think that in my college career, I just didn't get to run many routes. In 2022, I caught 40 screens. Nobody's probably ever watched that many screens in any highlight film in their life. But
it was the system. It wasn't you.
Yeah, 100%. It was more of a system thing, but it's kind of smoke and mirrors when you just say, hey, I can run every single route when you haven't really put it on film. So 100% of that part has just been coming here in order to break that mold, yeah.
How do you think it's gone so far, 2 days of one-on-ones against the best corners in college football?
I think it's gone really good. I've won a lot of reps against some really good guys. On day one, I went 5 or 6. Today, I went 1 for 2, but I was wide open on the second ball. I just got, put out a little past me, So I think I put really good things on film that people are like, okay. Even on day one, just saying like, okay, he's definitely, not what we thought he was. He can run routes just as good as the rest of these guys, but they can't run yards at the catch like he can.
Now, to that point, is it a little frustrating that there's no tackling in practice? Because, that's what you're so good at, right? Breaking tackles. You can't show that, though, until game day, right?
100%. I haven't really gotten to get physical really up until today. I got a reverse.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I got to get physical at the end of that run, so I was really excited about that play, no slowing down. I'm putting all shoulder into the guy. That's how I like to play the game. And even like in the last 2 days, getting to block guys, every chance I get to hit a guy, I'm really trying to do that every single time and pose my will on players.
Now, I didn't look at this before I talked to you. That's my fault. How much return stuff have you done in college or even dating back to high school?
I returned in high school, my entire career of high school. Not in college. I never returned in college. It was more of a safety thing from my coach's perspective. Special teams or wide receiver coach, we want to keep you. You're our guy. We want to keep you healthy. Don't want guys taking shots at you on special teams and stuff like that. So, but being here, I returned 8 punts yesterday. I kind of just wanted to put that on film and show that I can do it. And I'd be just as dynamic of a returner because I'm good with the ball in my hands, As long as I can catch it, I can run it. So
yeah, that was going to be my question because I saw you catching punts today, and I'm like, you know what? I didn't look to see if he did it in college. I got to imagine, especially kick with your size, kick return and return, that's got to be something day one in the NFL, maybe if they're still working you in as a wide receiver, that's something you can contribute to the first day. Right? You walk in, right?
First day. I think punts are actually really easy to catch, and I think that I'm very comfortable catching them. Okay. But like I said, more of a system thing, and guys, being that guy on my team, they wanted really to do whatever they could to protect me. So it was really a coach's decision for me not to punt return.
Oh, trust me. Saquon Barkley was one of the best kick returners in college football history. No. He's returned 1 kick for the Giants because they want him a running back. Trust me. No. We totally understand. 100%. When you start doing combine training now and stuff like that, what are you going to try to focus on in terms of getting your numbers where you want them to be when you're in Indy in a month?
Really is. We've been honing in right now. I'm popping 1.46 10s. Hopefully I'm going to run a 4.3 when it comes time. Wow. 100%. I'm going to really flip that narrative that, I've been seeing a whole bunch of, he's a 4.55 guy, mid 4.5 guy. I'm going to run a 4.3 at 215 pounds and show that I'm just as fast as the guys who are 40 pounds, 30 pounds less than me, and then we'll see what people think about that. But ultimately, just working on my first 3 steps, getting out, because I have a lot of turnover and a lot of speed that I can make up on the back half of the run. Sure. But ultimately, it's just been working on those first 3 to 5 steps and trying to really gain as much ground as I can in order to get that race started.
And then finally, Shea Tierney's your offensive coordinator. He's our quarterback's coach. 100%. What has it been like working with him and trying to learn, frankly, the offense that he brought with him from the Giants?
Yeah, it's been really nice getting to work with Shea. And you see that he put me in for the reverse play today, and he's starting to really understand that I'm really dynamic with the ball in my hands. And we just had a conversation with him today. Told me that he'd be focusing me more in the slot and trying to get the ball in my hands as much as we can. Maybe even getting to put in some jet toss and some screens for me. So, for me to be amongst all these great receivers and have plays getting specialized for me, that's unbelievable.
Are you comfortable outside, inside at this point too?
Absolutely. I can play either or. But the reason I played most of slider at Western Kentucky, it was really just because that's the easiest way to get me the ball, you know. I can run the jet toss, the bubble, the smoke screen, all these things that can get me the ball really quickly, and that's very beneficial to the team. You know, a lot of those curls and posts and stuff are really long developing routes, and if I can get the ball in my hands quicker, you know, it's really good for us.
Okay, best of luck the rest of the week and in the combine. Hopefully you get drafted nice and hot, my man.
100%. Thank you. I appreciate you. It was nice meeting you.
We're joined by Latu. How did the first 2 days of practice gone? Have you been happy with what you put out there on the field?
I've been pretty happy with what I've been putting on. I feel like I've dominated in most aspects of the game out there, especially in the pass rush and in team as well, but definitely been happy with what I've been doing.
I just talked to Fuago, who you've been lined up against a lot over the course of the days. You're smiling. Obviously, you guys are no strangers to each other. How do you think that match has been if you guys been talking a little trash to each other over the course of the week?
I mean, it's all love on both of our ends, but, I mean, the matchup's always, you know, we got to bring our A games every time we're going up against each other, and it's just great being able to do it with the best of the best.
I think watching you and your tape, the amount of tools in your tool bag as a pass rusher, how much do you take pride in the variety of your pass rush moves to always try to keep offensive tackles on their heels?
I take a lot of pride in it because I have, you know, my youngins at UCLA and as well as other people like that come up to me after games asking me, you know, how to throw a move and really taking them through step by step of what I'm doing. I mean, I take a lot of pride in that.
Obviously, one of the most productive pass rushers in college football, but for you at this all-star event, you didn't have to come here, right? You could easily went to the draft prospect, been a top 15, top 20 pick. Why'd you decide to come?
Really just because, you know, I can't get enough of football. I mean, being told that, you know, imagine you were told you can't report anymore or something like that, and, you know, I was told I wouldn't be able to play football. I can't get enough of it now.
No, I totally get where you're coming from. If there's anything on a checklist that you wanted to prove to NFL evaluators when you go against the best of the best this week?
Really just to put a stamp on that I'm the best DN and pass rusher coming out of this draft. Obviously, I can always work on getting better in every aspect of the game, but really putting a stamp on that, showing that I can be aggressive in the run and that, you know, I'm not scared of the run at all.
Now, you've done both. You prefer three-point stance or stand-up rusher on the outside?
I honestly prefer 4-point stance with both hands in the ground, yeah. But, I mean, sometimes when I get in the groove of things, I'll go in that 2-point or 3-point. But 4-point, I feel like I can just get out a lot faster.
Explode better?
Explode better. I'm low to the ground. I have my fingers in the dirt and grabbing grass and, you know, pulling through. So I feel like I can just, you know, shoot out, yeah.
What do you want to get across to these teams when you meet with them on the side, scouts, GM, stuff like that?
What I want to get out of them?
What do you want to get across to them about yourself?
Really that, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm a team player. Like, I'm all for the team. I'm all about the brotherhood aspect. And, you know, that was really what drives me being a part of the team. And, you know, I have so much love for my brothers at UCLA and Washington, and that's really what drove me to, you know, be the best.
So, final question. I'm sure you get this question a million times with the NFL teams. When they ask you about the injury history, right, and your ability to come back, getting cleared, what's that conversation like, and what are you trying to tell them about that history, which I'm sure teams want to have answers about?
Yeah, really, the conversation's been going. They've been asking me how, like, basically the story of when I started at Washington and how I ended up at UCLA. You know, they want to know that I have a determined mindset, that, you know, I'm relentless, and my passion for football overrides everything, and that, you know, I can't stop getting enough of, you know, that brotherhood aspect and that team aspect. Because 2.5 months after my surgery, I go and play men's rugby team, club rugby. Get a little physical with them, and then I actually get a contract from Seattle Seawolves head coach. Really? Yeah, because he invited me to a 3-day camp. I go out, I prove what I can do in rugby too, and, you know, he wanted to sign me to a contract, but I had to turn it down just because, you know, my passion for football was a lot better. It was a lot more.
Good luck the rest of the way, man. Appreciate the time.
You, sir. Yeah.
Here with Penn State cornerback Kalen King. Kalen, we've had 2 days of practice. How do you think it's gone so far for you?
So I think practice has gone very well. I learned a lot of things, you know, just having the opportunity to take coaching from NFL caliber coaches and just see how they run their organizations, run their rooms, and just run their schemes. It just gave me an opportunity to just put myself in a professional shoes even before I even come one. So, like, that alone is just amazing. But, you know, a couple cons from these past 2 days. You know, I lost a couple one-on-one reps, but it's the name of the game. Like, I play arguably the hardest position in football, which is corner. So, like, you're going to lose. You're not going to be perfect. So I just try to reiterate that in my head anytime I lose a rep or something like that, just so I won't let it carry over to the next. So, yeah. You got to have a short memory at that position, right? But what you have to have a good memory for is learning a playbook. And you've been trying to digest kind of an NFL system in a span of 48, 72 hours. What has that process been like? Man, it's been different, but, like, it's changed for the better. Like, I'm approaching this a part of my life where I'm a professional now, so I have to carry myself as one. So, like, all the little changes that come along with being in the NFL, I'm ready for and I'm embracing it. What were the goals that you kind of set out for yourself
for the practice reps you're going to get this week?
Man, just really, 1, compete, 2, have fun, and 3, just prove myself again. Like every time I step on the field, I'm trying to prove to myself that I am the player who I am. So.
What have you thought about your progression at Penn State? Obviously, really good defense, great program. How do you think you've progressed there and improved, or things that maybe you would like to do better over the last few years?
Man, I feel like Penn State was a very good decision for me. I love the school ever since I visited, and just my progression over the years, coming in as a freshman, playing in all 12 games, starting my whole sophomore season, and starting again for my junior year. I feel like it only made me better, but it was definitely some ups and downs along the way. But like I said, it's the name of the game. You're not gonna be perfect. So man, I'm happy, man. Like this process that I'm going through right now, I'm embracing it all. I'm taking it all in, man, and I'm just blessed to be in this position, honestly.
Do you feel like you're playing the best football of your life right now?
Right now? Honestly, no. But like I said, it's the name of the game. Sometimes you're going to be at your best. Sometimes you're not going to be at your best. And like I said, only I know when I'm at my best. So that's why we're working every day to make sure that I get there. So
hey, good luck the rest of the week, Kalen. Appreciate the time.
That, sir.
We're joined here by offensive tackle Jordan Morgan. Jordan, with 2 practices in, how do you think it's gone so far this week?
It's gone really well, man. I mean, got to knock the rust off the first day and just started hitting the ground running the second day.
What were the main goals on your checklist that you wanted to show at NFL evaluators on the field this week in Mobile?
My athletic abilities, my strength, and my hands for sure.
How about versatility? Is it showing them that you can play multiple positions? Is that part of what you wanted to show as well?
Not quite. I mean, I want to stick to offensive tackle. I want everybody to view me as an offensive tackle, so I feel like staying out there, a lot of people will respect that.
Well, I was even thinking right and left, right? Yeah. In terms of multiple positions, to show that you can be flexibility and go left side and right side?
Yeah, I feel like I can. I could also play left guard, too, if they needed me.
Absolutely. When you have a chance to meet with some of the decision makers here this week, scouts, GMs on the side, what do you try to get across to them about you as a guy and then you as a football player?
Me as a guy is I'm disciplined, I'm dependable. I mean, I'm not going to get into any trouble. I mean, I'm all about business. And me on the field, I mean, I'm an athletic player, and then I'm real dominant.
You have a heck of a group of offensive tackles on your roster here, man. You really do. Have you guys sat down and just talk ball and, traded trade secrets and stuff like that?
Yeah.
What have those conversations been like?
I mean, they've been cool. I'm not going to expose anybody, but they've been real cool. I mean, getting to know all these dudes and where they came from and their upbringings and how they got to their colleges and how they got here, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got to imagine. And then you've been working with the Giants quarterbacks coach, who is your offensive coordinator, Shea Tierney. What has it been like working with him as your offensive coordinator?
It's cool, man. He knows his stuff. He gets straight down to business, man. I like that.
How so? What do you mean?
I mean, he's just real straight and direct. He's dominant. He'll tell you what you need to do. He's not sugarcoating anything. He's going to tell you what needs to be said.
A lot of Pac-12 guys here, right? What has it been like going up against some of these guys? You have Leitu Latu and one-on-ones that you'd match up with on this roster. Yeah. What has it been like going up against some of the best edge rushers that are coming out in this year's draft?
It's honestly fun. I mean, getting to play against these dudes that are really good, nationally ranked, it's all pretty cool, man. All the pressure leading up to it, it's really fun.
All right, when you leave here, then it's football time is kind of over, right? Because then it's combine prep time, which is kind of like training for the Olympics almost, right?
Exactly,
so what are some of your goals and things you're going to focus on when you get into that combine training, and how are you going to try to balance that while still trying to maintain your craft as an offensive tackle?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's all speed training. When it comes to combine training, it's all speed. So a lot of working on speed, a lot of working on agility. And agility, it goes with the offensive tackle stuff. So, I mean, getting sets in, getting kicks in, lateral movements, and all that type of stuff. It's still the same as the lateral movements that you're doing in the combine.
Jordan, good stuff, man. Good luck the rest of the week. Appreciate the time.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man.
You're ready for a change. Payday comes early with Citzens, so go to that retreat. New you moves to the country. Now you're raising goats and launching a lifestyle brand. Are you ready for all that life brings?
Joined by wide receiver Jamari Thrash. And Jamari, I got to be honest with you, you're one of the best wide receivers out on the field at day one of practice, built on it today. How do you think the first 2 days of practice have gone from your perspective?
I think they've been going pretty well. You know, I'm a type of guy who harps on myself a lot, so I always feel like I can do a ton of things a lot better. So hopefully I can go out tomorrow and just get better tomorrow.
What were some of the things that you wanted to show scouts out there on the field this week at Senior Bowl?
Just showing them how versatile I was, being able to play inside and outside, and just being able to show my type of separation I can get in and out my breaks.
How about when you talk to scouts and they're trying to get to know you as a locker room guy, a person off the field? What are you trying to get across about yourself?
Just show them, I'm not a selfish guy. I don't mind coming in. If I have to be the second option, I'll be the second option. If you need me to be that guy, I'll come and be that guy. And just showing them that, I'm a film guy. Like, I don't mind going in watching film all day because I love to practice. I love watching film and just showing them that I'm that type of player.
What is it about your game at wide receiver that you think is your strength, the best part of your game as a wide out right now?
Most definitely probably my route running and being able to create separation at the top of my route.
Why? What is it about that you do really well?
I just get in and out my breaks, and I'm also able to understand, type of leverage I have on corners, type of leverages they have on me, and just being able to dissect them with my speed.
Absolutely, and you're going against some of the best corners in college football this week. What has that challenge been like in one-on-ones and in team drills?
I feel like it's making me a better receiver. Just being able to compete against those guys, seeing what type of corners they are, and corner from different schools, and even the safeties. I try to get a lot of reps in at slot and one-on-one. So I feel like they're just making me a better player.
Two-way go is a tough way to go, man. Absolutely. Jamari, good luck rest of the week. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Now we're joined by Illinois offensive lineman Isaiah Adams. Isaiah, we've had 2 days of practice. I've led all these interviews off the same way. How do you think it's gone so far?
Oh, it's been good. Back at guard, back at a position I'm most comfortable at. Got better today, and I'm expecting to get better tomorrow.
Well, if a scout asks you what you think the best part of your game is as an offensive lineman, technique-wise blocking, what would you tell him?
I think my aggressiveness, my toughness, durability, my ability to play multiple positions.
Now, I think on day one, you snuck in one tackle rep, right?
Yeah, snuck in one tackle rep against the guy from UCLA, so it was nice to get out there and hopefully tomorrow get some more, but just keep showing the right side, left side at guard.
And you played all over the place at Illinois, right? So that stuff's on tape.
Yeah.
What do you want to show scouts out on the field this week that maybe they might not know what you can do, but you want to show them?
More getting out in space, kind of getting fit on second-level blockers better. But just show how tough I am, how bad, I want to put guys down on the turf.
You play in the Big Ten. Obviously, that's a very physical conference. Yeah. But what is it like going up against the best of the guys here going into the NFL?
It's been good. It's been an honor, to compete with them. It's just been a true type of. It's a grind. Everyone's good, and you got to use your technique on every single play.
You got Shea Tierney. He's your offensive coordinator. He's the Giants quarterback's coach. What has it been like working with him?
It's been really good. He always brings the juice. Has some really good play calling.
He's got energy too,
yeah, he's
right?
got energy. Got to work. I was asking him the other day about Tommy DeVito coming from Illinois, and he said, he's a really good guy.
Absolutely. What has it been like trying to digest a protection scheme that maybe you're not that familiar with over the course of 48, 72 hours?
Yeah, it's good. It's obviously a challenge, especially when live bullets are flying. But, they've done a great job, coaching us and teaching us, keeping it simple and allowing us to play free.
What are your goals now when you sit down with scouts this week? What do you want to get across to them about you as a football player and you as a person?
I want them to, know my IQ, how high it is, and how much I care about this game. Hopefully that can, get across to scouts, and I think it has.
Isaiah, good luck the rest of the week, man. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
We're here with Chris Braswell. Chris, what was behind your decision to, A, decide to come out this year, and B, decide to participate here at the Senior Bowl, which is something you obviously didn't have to do. You're going to be probably a pretty high pick anyway.
I definitely wanted to play the Senior Bowl to, go against these great guys, great offensive linemen here, just work, put in the work. And I feel like to be the best, you got to play against the best. So I feel like this is the best opportunity at the Senior Bowl to go against some of the great tackles that are in this game, and they're all great. All of the tackles, they're all great. No one's better than the other. They're all great. So I was happy to come into this game and be able to practice.
You talk about the tackles. Tyler Guine's on your roster. Patrick Paul's on your roster. What has it been like going against those guys in one-on-ones?
It's tough. They're great tackles. So it's gonna be great. It's great competition going against those guys, and they give out great looks and everything. So we're definitely out there competing.
What you have on your checklist that you wanted to show NFL evaluators on the field this week at practice and then in the game in Mobile?
Just I'm a well overall balanced player. A lot of people out there just think I'm a pass rusher, but I'm one of the shit I can play the run as well.
Now, watching you do your pass rush shows this week, you've shown your edge speed and ability to get around the edge on game tape. I feel like you've tried to show a bull rush a little bit this week and get in on these guys, get hands inside. Is that something that you want to show too in your pass rush, that you can pass rush with power?
Yes, I always want to show everything that I'm capable of doing in the game and whatnot. And I definitely put out a bull rush a couple times, probably maybe try to pull it out again tomorrow. But I just like to work bits and pieces in the game and just try different stuff every day, see what works, see what doesn't work.
When you meet with scouts on the side and GMs and stuff like that, what are you trying to get across to them as you as a person in addition to you as a player?
That I'm a accountable player, tough player, and a hard worker.
Finally, how did Alabama prepare you for the National Football League in this experience?
They prepared me very well, with all of the practice, the meetings, and all of the hard work that we put, all of the team activities that we do, and just the coaching environment and the winning experience and the winning culture that, Coach Saban has established at the University of Alabama, and just the Bama standard all in total. Like, once you at a program like Alabama, you have that Bama standard factor and the DOA mindset and the link mindset. Like, it sets you up really well for this type of environment.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Now we're joined by defensive tackle for Florida State, Braden Fisk. Braden, how do you think the first 2 days of practice have gone? I feel like you've set up shop in the opponent's backfield. Has it been nice spending time back there?
I think it's been a great experience so far. I mean, more so just learning from everybody. I mean, you got all these guys coming from different places and these NFL coaches, so everyone's got a story and everyone's got different knowledge that they've brought here, and just retaining information from everybody and just kind of learning. I think that's been the coolest part of just seeing how different guys attack different looks, and just taking as much information in as I can has been great. And but yeah, I mean, we're just out here playing ball at the end of the day. I mean, you can put the schematics away out here, which is kind of the best part. I mean, it's best on best, and you're just it's a fight out there, and I think whoever's gonna come out on top, it's fun. It's been awesome so far.
What's been the biggest challenge going against these really accomplished big offensive linemen at this game, where a lot of them are going to be first and second round picks?
Right, yeah. I mean, I think you just said, the big offensive linemen, they're huge out there. But like I said earlier, at the end of the day, it's just ball. You're just having fun out there. And as soon as that ball snaps, you kind of forget everything and just shoot your hands and make it happen. But a ton of talent, like you just said. I mean, some of the guys out there, they really showed. I mean, the technique-wise and just, it's awesome. I couldn't have asked for a better experience just to, get exposure to playing against guys like that, because you don't see that on a week-to-week basis like this. I mean, this is best of the best. So you got to bring your A game every single snap.
Yeah, going to Florida State, you got to see really good players there. Now this is a whole nother level, right?
Oh, for sure.
So what did you want to check off the checklist to show talent evaluators when they saw you going up against the best of the best this week?
Right. I mean, I think that was kind of been a knock my whole career when I was at Western Michigan of, can he play against the best talent? So go to Florida State, play against better talent. It's like, all right, well, let's see what he does at the Senior Bowl. And have I had the best week? No, but I mean, I think I've shown in some assets of my game, the get off and, the motor, and just that I love ball. Like, it's kind of what I do. And I mean, I think it's been great so far. I mean, just excited to have a couple more days here to prove my worth, and I think it's what I wanted to come in here and do exactly that. Just prove my worth and show like I can play ball here. Like, this is no joke. I've been playing for 6 years in college football. I'm 24, but everyone's track is a little different, bigger or smaller, it doesn't matter. I mean, once you run, I mean, I paid my dues. I'm just ready to prove it to them that we can make it happen out there.
And you've lined up against tackles, you've lined up against guards. I think I even saw you lined up in nose over the center once, right?
Yeah.
What do you think your ideal spot is? 3-technique defensive tackle? Where do you think you fit in best?
Yeah, ideally a 3-tech defensive tackle. I mean, but like you said, I can play all over the board. If I got to bump in there and play a nose, I mean, why not? But I mean, is that where I project to play? Probably not a 295. It's just not realistic. But I mean, I can bump out even farther. I mean, I can play a 4-eye inside a tackle. I can play a 5 outside a tackle, head up.
3-4 D end, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I can play head up on a tight end. That's a mismatch all day in short yardage situations. We did that a lot at Florida State and had a lot of success. So, I mean, I'm open to all opportunities. That's my biggest thing, is get my foot in the door and having the opportunity.
Are you tired of getting the age question? Like, the older prospect. And is that a question you're getting from some of the talent evaluators too?
No. I mean, most of them have been super cool about it. Most of them don't even mind it. I mean, I get it from a fan perspective that, oh, man, this guy's 24. He's going to be 28 by the time he's on a second contract. I get that side of it, but maybe you should look at the side of the experience of what I bring to the table, maturity-wise, and how long I've been doing this. I get it, but no, I mean, I think it brings a lot more to the table than what people give it credit for.
Finally, what are some of the questions you've been getting in your meetings with scouts and GMs, and what are you trying to get across to them about you as a player and a person?
Yeah, I think, most of them have really just been trying to learn who I am as a player, just kind of understand my background, why I play the way I do. I mean, that's kind of been the biggest question, like, why do you play so hard? And, that's a good question to get asked, because I'm just saying, this is kind of, I had to figure out as early on playing college football, what's going to set me apart, because I know I'm not the most physically imposing, on the field, obviously. There's guys much bigger and, that have much longer arms. That's a big knock, 31-inch arms, right? But, what could set me apart, running to the ball and just being relentless out there has just been something that I could set myself apart with.
Braden, best luck the rest of the way, man. Thank you
so much. Appreciate you.
Just a really fun day of interviewing these players. All good kids trying to make a really good impression. I think half of them thought I was like a Giants scout in disguise trying to get information from them. I am not. So it was just fun talking to these guys, getting to know them. And I know some of the questions were repetitive, folks, but I do think some of them are telling, because when I ask them what you want to prove here, that tells me what these players think their weakness is, or what the questions about their game is based on what their trainers and their agents are telling them. So I do think that gives some insight as to what the player's thinking and how they're going about their business here, which I do think is informative for you. And as we continue our process learning about all these draft prospects. So, all right, I got one more day of practice here, and then I get home after 8 days on the road, and we'll be back in studio for Big Blue Kickoff Live next week. We'll try to do Jim Nagy on the Giants Huddle podcast next week to wrap up the week from Mobile as well. I'm John Schmeelk. Thanks so much for being with us in the Giants Huddle podcast, brought to you by Citzens, the official bank of the New York Football Giants. We'll see you next time.